To see you all today, and I hope I'm going to show you ways to buzz. So I've published a book now, and it had arrived on the island actually on the 11th of January. So I'm just actually day to day, it's been 2 months now, it's been in my hands as a book. It's a book, it's amazing, it's incredible. When you're actually holding it, it's just quite incredible. And so I came, I was told, come to the library and, suggest, would they have your book? And so I met Ed a couple of weeks ago, and Ed said, yes, of course, let me just we'll have a little look, we'll see, if the book's okay to actually put it on our shelves, and then actually, can you do a talk for me? And I'm like, right, yes, of course, I'd love to. Well, not about the book, but can you talk about how you made the book? So I thought, oh, right, okay. Yes, let's do that. So I actually had to go back after that conversation and sit down and think about it. It's actually been 3 years in the making, and there's been so many steps. It actually was a really good exercise to actually go back and actually look at the steps and how it all came about. So that's my little story for today. So just a quick introduction. I'm a French girl, I was born in Paris, and my parents had a great idea to open a restaurant down the south of France by Cannes, in a little village called Grasse. And so from the age of about 7, I was carrying plates around the restaurants, and and I guess when you're in that environment, you either love it or hate it. Oh, no, it's going. I guess when you're in that environment, you either love it or hate it. And then, so I've just loved it. I just love that interaction. I love the way people, engaging, and, you see them happy and wanting to actually, more. So I carried on in catering school. I first came to Jersey 24 years ago now, and I did my first season in Jersey, and I was doing winter results in France and summer in Jersey. And I went to America, and I worked for Disney in Epcot Center in the French Pavilion. And that was my first real engagement with customer service, and how they do it is just absolutely incredible. There is no other businesses who create an amazing experience that every step of the way. That culture of service culture that Disney provides is just unbelievable. So I came back to England, I got married, I had my first boy, and came back to Jersey 15 years ago now, 16 years ago, to run the St. Barlas Bay Hotel. From the St. Barlas Bay Hotel, still very much into the industry, hospitality, that service, that real engagement with people. I moved to the Royal Yacht when we were doing a big refurbishment. That was a great challenge. And then moved to L'Horizon. And at L'Horizon, we used to be a hand-picked hotel, and we used to have mystery shoppers coming in on the island. And we had to pay for their flights, for their expenses, for everything that they were coming. And I was just thinking, surely we should be able to do that measurement here locally. And a couple of years later, I just did about market research and realized there was no measurement locally for mystery shopping. So that was it. That was my little bulb. I was off. I set up the business 7 years ago, and the business was mystery shopping. And it started by just creating mystery shopping. From mystery shopping, I realised that businesses didn't necessarily know their standards and who they were and what they wanted to be and what level. And they were not training their staff, so how can they deliver good service? So now it's kind of taking it all back from the beginning and actually understanding your market, creating some standard, training your staff, measuring it, and that's where the book is all about. Because I had all those ideas in my head, all this training, all those things, all those people, all those stories, all that knowledge that I've taken from all over the place, really completely different, and it was all in there, and I just wanted to actually first for myself to be able to train people on customer service, giving them the right tools to do it. It was about putting it all together in a way that I could actually make sense of it. And then I thought, well, if I'm going to make sense of it, I'm sure somebody else will as well. So in anything that we do, there's always 3 stages: the before, the during, and the after. So about 4 years ago, I read a book called The Wisdom of Bees, and it's moving.
Do you want me to keep an eye on it?
Yeah, I'm just pausing it here and that'll be fine. So the book was called The Wisdom of Bees, And it was just incredible. That man really had that. So he was using the analogies of the bees into leadership, and how leaders should run their businesses. And I read it and I thought, you know what, I started using my analogy of the beehives and the queen, as I was the queen in my little beehive, and all my little mystery shoppers were going into, the islands, and then coming back to the hive with all the results. And that's how it kind of started, as a bit of a joke, and then it grew as my brand, and now I am the Busy Queen Bee. So for the book, you always have the before and the during and the after. So, the before, the bees go pollinate, they go to the flowers, get the pollen, then they come back and then they give it to the bees inside the beehive, who are going to chew the pollen, make the little honey, and obviously then the beekeeper can come in and actually starts doing the honey there. So my before was actually 3 instrumental people who I was just telling Tori. Just before, I think that before you actually write a book, it's that you've got that fear of, who is going to read my book? Why would anybody read my book? That kind of thinking, and how am I going to go about it? And so I've met, it's gone back again. My first instrumental person was Davina McHale. I don't know if you've read her book. She's a dream whisperer. She writes about dreams and how dreams relate to our lives and things happening in our lives. And she's been my business coach for several years. And she was getting me to do, what's my vision, what's the big picture, what's in 5 years you're going to be and where do you want to go. And for me it was about, doing this, sharing my passion, sharing things with people, helping them to develop better customer service. So she just looked at me and said, well, what are you waiting for? Just get on and do it. If you that book, the book's going to be instrumental for you to actually become the expert in your field. Get on and do it. So you need a bit of a kick in the backside and saying, right, stop talking about it, get on with it. And a couple of days later, as it happened, I met Richard Rolfe. I don't know if any of you know Richard, who was a headmaster of Le Roquier. We had a bit of conversation. I was telling him, oh yeah, I'd love to write a book with all my ideas and my blogs and this. Well, what are you doing? Just stop talking, get on with it. So there was a second person in the same week telling me the same thing. And he said, well, actually, I've got one I've just published. And that was it. He just got it out of his bag and thought, show me. And said, well, if I can do it, Claire, so can you. So you need to go and have a look at a website called Linpub. But if you want to know a little bit more about it, meet with Simon. And Simon, who's here, Simon Brown, I don't know if any of you know him, so again, he's written a couple of books now. He does talks all over the world. He's a computer architect, so he talks about technology, computers, and it's beyond my, my knowledge, but he's just incredible. So we met up, and he's actually shown me how to use Linpub. And Linpub, it's the magic place. It's where you can create, at any stage, anybody, for free of charge, you can create your own book. So when I was looking at the book, and the first Linpub is obviously an ebook online, so you still have to, that's your window shop. So I thought I needed to have that first front page done as quickly as possible, because not only it was the vision, it was a visual for people to actually see there was something going on, but it was also giving the visual for people to see what it was. So I did work with a marketing agency to actually help me to find a title, to find the colours, and to make that book. As you see, when you look on here, and you've got 15 other books around it, your book needs to show up. It needs to show. And I think that was one of the things that they showed me, was the book. At first I wanted a white cover, or just white with some honey bits in it. And when you looked at it in the middle of Amazon with 50 other books, you couldn't even see it. And that process of thinking of the colours and how it's going to show. And the title had to obviously be enticing people to wanting to read it. And obviously with the Beehive and everything else that I do, Thrive with a Hive was just perfect for it. So then my little thing with the bees, I was looking at communication skills and I was training staff and how they communicate, and bees are just incredible communicators. When you think they don't talk, they just buzz around, and so when they come back from builds, they come back and there's like a big platform in the middle of the beehive, and the way they communicate is with that, infinity sign, the woggle dance it's called, and the woggle dance, it's as quickly as they do it, or as many times as they do it, means that the field is so far away, or there's, loads of plants, not enough plants. So the woggle dance is something that they use all the time to actually communicate with each other. And again, my bulb moment thinking, this is it. Customer service is a virtual circle. You've got to do it all the time. It can't be one good customer service one day and then rubbish customer service the next day. It's got to be done consistently good, consistently you've got that circle. So I thought this is the perfect way to actually create a woggle dance which will bring all my 10 chapters together. And that's where we start. So we start with assessing the environment, developing the standards, training the staff, then we measure it, then we act on the measurement, we welcome the feedback to learn more, we consistently deliver good service, we value our internal and external customers, which then will bring loyalty to the customers, to the businesses, and this will create your service culture. And then you start again, you act, you listen to the feedback, you assess your environment, you develop. And that is the 10 steps that every business need to take. But we're not there to talk about that too much. I just wanted to show you how it worked. So the process at the beginning, have you all written books, or you've all in the process of? I think it's actually, you've got so much in your head, it's actually trying to make it a real map. And that mapping is really crucial because that's how you're going to develop your book. So, so the mapping here, there's a gentleman who's developed mapping area, but I just kind of take big flip charts, and each chapter was a big flip chart. And then I kind of said, right, okay, what do I want to write on that flip chart? And we're talking about blogs. I already had about 30 blogs that I'd written. So that blog can go with that chapter, that blog can go with that chapter. And I love quotes. So in the book, there's lots of quotes from my favourites, inspirational speakers. So you've got Simon Sinek in there, you've got Richard Branson, you've got, all sorts of people which are really inspirational. So I've used some of their quotes into it as well, so it kind of relates to each chapter. LeanPub, once you've signed yourself in, you go on the website, you sign it, email address, they download a file to you and called Dropbox. Have you all heard about Dropbox? And then, so once you've got that Dropbox into your desk, you can actually start writing. You open the file and off you go. As easy as that. It's free of charge, there's nothing to pay. The only thing you need to start learning a little, once you get the trick, is fine, it's Markdown. Because LeanPub is the publisher online, and every time you open a text document, it will automatically format that page into the format for LeanPub. So when you write something on Word, it's just a Word document. When you write on LeanPub, it's a text document, and you will need to actually use Markdown, which helps the formatting. So for example, if you want to have a chapter, the title of that chapter will be, there'll be one hashtag in front of the chapter. If you want something bold, you will have 2 little stars at the front, 2 little stars at the back. But LeanPub is so incredible. They got videos, they've got help, it's amazing how much they're actually helping people to actually create their own books. So when you get in the trick of it, it's really quite easy, and then you can link it, so you can link one chapter to another. So obviously on the book here, there may be some little link that people won't quite understand, because when you download the book, you can just click on that link and you'll go from chapter 1 to chapter 5, because I'm relating to that particular chapter from within the book. So it also, you can upload images, you can upload links to website, so it's really interactive and you can do it yourself. It's really, really easy to do. The next part of it was the book. So it has been 3 years in the making, so it just seemed to be taking forever. And I was thinking, oh, maybe I should do 10 books instead of 1 book, or maybe I just pack it in, I just can't be bothered. And you got all those things in your head, and I'm like, and everything else around it. And for some reason last year in March, I thought, right, this is it. This is it. I need to get that book finished. I need to publish it. I need to really move from it. So from March onward, I really got refocused back into it. I was blocking myself off 3 hours at a time, so you've got time to actually get into it, get the wordings, get the creative part of it, and really get into the swing of it. Because at first, people were saying, oh, just 90 minutes per day when you start the day. But I've got 2 children, I'm a single mum, and so I've got to get them up, I've got to get them ready, lunchboxes ready, I've got to get them to school. So by the time, I came back, half the day was finished, and then I've got a business to run. So, that kind of didn't really work for me, and I found that 3 hours at a block was probably a better way to do it, because I had more time to do it. So I think when I was looking at business books, people said between 60 and 80,000 words for a business book. So again, at the beginning, I was thinking, 80,000 words, that's 8,000 words per chapters, and I'm going to have to think about it, I'm going to have to write, count, and then it just doesn't happen. You get in the flow of it and you just write it. It's finished, it's finished. Move to the next chapter. Yeah, let's do that. And then if we want to go back and add something on, you can, but that really did put some pressure on me, thinking, how many words do I need to put, how much do I put? And it was funny because obviously, so I like my little 8s, my little 8s, that infinity sign. And when I was working out the prices, I had to think about writing the prices in UK. Obviously, my vision is to go international. So, I thought, well, if I'm going to go international, I may as well do euro, and I may as well do dollars. So I had to work out the prices in the different countries. But then again, you had to write a price which would be an e-book, because the e-book was obviously cheaper than a hardbook copy. So I've put an 8 in everything that, I thought, that's quite cool, having an 8 at the end, I finished the book, that's it, finished the book. So it was Saturday the 9th of January 2016 at 5 o'clock in the morning, I finished the book, right? I pressed the button, print, publish, comes up, the number of words on top was 64,788 words, 418 pages. It was just incredible, that was just amazing. So, and it was funny because later on, when the books arrived, and my son, so I've got a son, he's 17, and a daughter, she's 13, and then my Luke started looking through, and he looked at the first pages looking for his name, obviously, so he says, oh yes, my gorgeous Luke, oh yes, and Gabrielle, yeah, she's not gorgeous, isn't she? How did I do that? How did I do that? That's so incredible. I need to go back, I need to change it. I just can't put my gorgeous boy and nothing for Gabrielle. But then I'm thinking, that's going to be an extra word. No way, so I had to go look through the book to delete a word somewhere so I could keep my 88 at the end. So it was quite funny how it all happened. So, whilst all that was happening, so the book, I was almost finished, I could see it coming. Towards October, I found somebody who's wanted to, obviously being French, my English is my It's not my forte. And I do write the way I speak, which sometimes, gets me into trouble. But so I had to find somebody who could edit it without making it completely different. So, I've worked with a really lovely person, and if anybody wants to see his name later on, we can chat about it. But, oh no, it's gone back again. So we worked together for the 3 months to actually finish the editing, making sure that it looked right, and all the words were right, and that was another stage as well, because editing the page on text document, it's completely different from the Word document. And then I had to see what the changes he done and the changes from what I had. So there's a little system that Simon actually showed me. You upload your document, you upload their document, and it shows you actually what the changes were, and you can accept or reject them. So really simple way to actually be able to see the editing and how it works together. So that was really quite cool. Whilst we were doing all that, I was almost there, the book was almost finished, and I could see it, it was there. So I kind of reached into a few of celebrities, guru, customer service, to have, people and a bit of their endorsement. And I think it's a bit of a pat in the back as well. If somebody like that actually think that your book's okay, it just gives you a bit of a oomph, doesn't it? And think, okay. So Shu Pekin is a customer service guru, an expert. He travels all over the world as an American, but as soon as I wrote to him and said, yeah, of course, download the book, let me see. And within a couple of days he was back with a nice, really lovely endorsement, so I felt really warm about it. Chris Brindley, former CEO of Metrobank. I've met Chris last year at a conference. We really got on really well. I was telling him about my book. He had his book. He said, well, as soon as you finish, send it to me. I'd love to read it. And again, a week later, he kind of wrote to me in a really lovely little things. And Davina McHale as well, so she's done a nice. So I think not only it puts a bit of weight to the book, but having it because they're customer experts, it just makes it makes it all worth it as well. And there's so many people talking about customer service. You have to think, it has to be my own little version of it, and how do I make it a little bit different from everybody else? So the beauty about LinPub, you can then download it, click on it, buy, download, it comes on a Kindle, on PDF, it comes 3 version, UPub, something like that. But it also gives you a version that you can upload and actually get a book printed. So I went back to Richard and I said, where did you get your book printed then, Richard? And he said, try lulu.com. Oh, okay, that's easy to remember. Lulu.com, press on there, and they say, yes, we can do that for you. What paper do you want? What size do you want? What colour page do you want? Click, click, click. We can do that for you. Of course, upload your PDF file now. Upload. It uploads straight from linpub.com. Automatically, would you like us to create your ISBN? Yes, I'd love that. Click. It's ready to go. Put your first cover on. I've got the first cover on. Click. Put your back cover on. Ouch. Oh, I forgot about the back cover. Oh, the front cover was important, but I forgot it, would I? So, 3 o'clock in the morning, Saturday the 9th of, January, I was creating a back cover, which isn't which will be redone as we speak. It's being redone at the moment. But anyway, I created something, uploaded it, pressed the button, 5:30 in the morning. How many books do you want to buy? 120. Press. Bang. It was gone. I felt incredible. I went to bed. I just felt absolutely incredible. It was amazing. The Tuesday, so today it was Sunday morning, I pressed that button. The Tuesday I get a call from GST saying, can you go and pay for the GST? I'm like, what are you on about? No, I haven't ordered anything. Yeah, we've got 6 boxes of book waiting for you. You're kidding me. You are actually kidding me. 6 boxes of books now, you in Jersey. I've only pressed the button on that Sunday morning. It was incredible. So I didn't pay for my GST. Yeah, of course I could pay for the GST. So I was so happy to pay for GST. And then the next day, 12 o'clock, the books arrived, and I was just like bursting into amazement. The man who delivered the boxes and he looked at me and said, oh, you know, so you're waiting for something. I said, oh yeah, my book. Say, oh, is that a children's book? Well, not quite, you know, but you know, the perception of people. And I got the book, and I just couldn't stop looking at it. It was just incredible. But on the same time, Lulu.com does all your promotion as well. So as soon as you press that print button, not only they print the copies that you want, but straight away it will spread it to all the online platform. So they had to have agreement, so it kind of took about 3 weeks from the moment I sent it. But now Amazon got it, so Amazon Prime Fair, Amazon UK, Amazon.com, all the platforms, Amazon India, for some strange reason, Goodreads, Scribs, all those platforms now have got the book that you can download or buy from them, which is incredible. And that's all free. If I didn't buy the public thing, you can still do it without having to pay, you know, anything else. Locations. So once I had my book, I was walking around the island with my book. And amazing support from the locals. It's on the shelves at W.H. Smith. It's on the shelves at Waterstone. If you go to Cocorico for coffee, you'll see me. You're right here, right there. There's some at the Jersey Chamber of Commerce, being a business book. I thought, you know what, you know, if businesses want to, you know, this is what we need to help the local businesses with. And then obviously at the library in the corner, I was so happy. It was quite incredible to see the book on those shelves. So, but this is you. Once this is it, you've got to go and do the marketing. So, you know, if you go a publisher, they do a bit of your marketing, but in any cases, you've still got to run it. You've got to do all the running around and all that kind of things. And then I had that idea that I wanted to launch on the 8th of February. So again, it just gives me a target to finish it, to get things done. 8th of February was Chinese New Year. Why not? May as well start a new year, start a new, you know, new launch. We did something with at the ground with friend, family, you know, people who supported me. So we had about 50, 60 people down there. It was really lovely. And for the launch, you know, I wanted to have something that people could actually, that was quite visual. So she's my little queen, obviously. And I use her in all different ways. So one day she's got a hat with a magician and money sticking out of it, because that's what I do. I have people making more money. The next thing, so we had to have one of the queen with a book, reading the book. And what we were talking about was the QR codes. I wanted to try to think about a way where people could actually, without having to look on the code, you know, they could just take the QR code and it will link them directly to LinkPub, and that's what the QR code is about. So all the bookmarks got it, you can just download the book very easily. And again, the bookmarks, it's a marketing tool. Everything that you do, if you want to sell your book, it's a marketing tool. Sorry, I'm just almost there.
Oh, it's just I've got to run back to work.
Okay.
Sorry.
Next bit, it's all about the social media and how, you know, you use the book, how do you market your book, all the different platforms, whether it's Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, all that is really important. And it's about creating a buzz around it. So I've gone around and I said to my daughter, I'm going to take a picture to everybody who buys my book. She said, no way, Mum, just don't do it. I'm like, yes, it's great, it's a good thing. She said, no, don't do it, Mum, don't do it. Oh, I'm so embarrassed. But it worked, you know, it makes such a fun thing because people are just here, they're really, you know, embracing with it. And then the next big thing, obviously, nowadays, is the memes, isn't it? You see those everywhere on Facebook, you see them everywhere. So I kind of created 10 memes with the book and, you know, a few words about it just to make that impact, you know, for each one that we're doing. And then the next thing is about, this is it, that's my big business card. I want to become not an inspirational speaker, no motivational speaker, I'm going to be a buzzational speaker. I'm going to go around and inspire people to actually deliver better service. How can they actually look at their businesses and give better service? Eventually, it would be fantastic to have a French voice at the back of it and actually get an ebook, an audio book done. Why not getting it translated? I've sent the book to my dad. I said he's got 2 years to translate it, so he's, you know, he's on his way. Yeah. And then eventually, you know. Eventually, I think the 10 chapters will become 10 books. I think that's the next stage for me. So people can actually download the one chapter. We can do some workshop about it. We can take it online. We can do some webinars and things like that. And the last bit is just to say, if I can do it, you guys can do it as well. There you go.
Thank you.
Oh.
And do you have any questions?
Yes. Any questions about that? Well, I've got to say, I mean, the book's very good, but the publicity you've done behind it as well has been outstanding. I've never seen, it's everywhere. Everywhere I go, the front and behind. Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you. No questions?
What was your first print run? You said 1,200.
120.
120.
Yeah, so that's the first one. I've probably sold about 80 books now.
Right.
So I've got 2 boxes left, I think, but between the different places as well where the book is at the moment, and because I'm redoing the cover, the back covers with the endorsements as well, I'll probably do another run next time, like probably in another couple of weeks or so.
What's the benefit of self-publishing over the traditional way of going to a publishing company?
Well, I guess you can print that button at any time, you know, and you just do it. You've got to do your marketing, I guess, you know, but it's just so simple to actually do it, whereas I don't know how long it takes to actually maybe find a publisher which would actually want your book.
Yeah.
And writing all the book proposals and all that kind of things. I've started doing all those things and I'm thinking, I'm spending more time doing a book proposal than actually finishing the book. Let's just get on with the book.
Yeah.
And I think that what they say as well, when you have a normal publisher, they do some of the marketing, but they still expect you to do the marketing. So I may as well just do it, just get on and do it and, you know, just launch it. And then eventually, maybe if my book's good enough, maybe somebody will come and want to be publishing it. And then you could go a bit more global, I guess. But the online is incredible because the power of just pressing that published, I mean, that's it. It's live. Anybody can download it. It's incredible. So quick. And it's free.
Yeah.
Well, and you're making money. You know, they're taking a little royalty on the link pub. So if your book is £10, I think they're taking, I can't even remember, it's something like 15 or 10, 12% or something like that. It's really not much. Sorry? It's, yes, it's something, it's not 8. Of course.
How the downloads going? You've done 80 books, but how the downloads are much more?
Not as much as what I was expecting.
Oh, okay.
My problem that I'm having at the moment is that I'm finding the book is on so many platforms now. I don't know which one to promote best. Am I going to Amazon.com, Amazon.co.uk? Again, it's about trying to get some recommendation from people, you know, so your books kind of, you know, start selling, being in the highest categories. But Amazon.co.uk will only look at the UK market, and you know, if I want to grow, I need to really maybe focus on the .com. So, I think there's just too many platforms actually, you know. So maybe I just need to concentrate on one or two and actually just try to do it that way.
I'm going to have to rush up.
Yes.
Before I get back. Thank you very much.
Thank you
Right.
very much. See you soon.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay.
Next week we've got some local history. We've been joined by Andy Gilson, who's going to talk about farming during your occupation. So it's slightly different,
Yes.
but still bees involved.
Oh, excellent.
Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot.